Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. I've been led to read Proverbs 8 through 12, and I'm going to read that for you now. But I also should read Proverbs 6:32. He who breaks wedlock with an asha lacks heart. He who does it destroys his own life. He finds smiting and shame, and his reproach is not wiped away. For jealousy enrages a man, and he does not spare in the yom or day of vengeance. He does not regard any ransom, nor accept your bribe, however great. I felt like I needed to read that. Yes, me and my husband are married under Yahuah, but he does have an ex-Asha that cheated on him and got his first two children taken away. I'm not trying to throw shade because the same thing happened with our children, but I feel like it was it was some sort of thing that just kept happening in the family, kind of like a soul tie or something that happened, something down the line. It just kept going down the line, because my husband's mother had to get him back from the system. But his ex-Asha refuses to sign the divorce papers. But now that my husband's a Nazarene, she is no longer his wife, and I am his wife under Yahuah's laws. His ex-wife broke the covenant of marriage between them. Okay, so I'm going to continue here with Proverbs 8. Does not wisdom call, and insight lift up her voice? On the top of the heights along the way, between the paths, she has taken her stand. Beside the gates leading to the city, at the entrances, she shouts, O men, I call to you, and my voice is to the sons of men. You simple ones, understand insight, and you fools, be of understanding heart. Listen, for I speak noble words, and the opening of my lips is about straightness. For my mouth speaks truth, and falsehood is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in rightness, none of them twisted or crooked. All of them plain to him who understands, and straight to those who find knowledge. Accept my discipline, and not silver and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all delights are not comparable to her. I, wisdom, have dwelt with insight, and I, knowledge, foresight. And I find knowledge, foresight. The fear of Yahuah is to hate evil. I have hated pride and arrogance, and the evil way, and the perverse mouth. One second, sorry about that. I had to pause it for a second. And to Samantha G, some of these verses might help your daughter. I will point them out when I get to them. Accept my discipline. Okay, I read that part. I apologize. For wisdom is better than rubies. Yes. Okay. The fear of Yahuah is to hate evil. I have hated pride and arrogance, and the evil way, and the perverse mouth. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding. Mightiness is mine. By my sovereign's reign, by me, by Yahuah, sovereigns reign, and nobles. Sovereigns and rulers make righteous decrees. By me, by Yahuah, princes rule, and nobles, all the judges of the Eretz, or the earth. I love those who love me, and those who earnestly seek me do find me. Riches and esteem are with me, enduring wealth and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold and fine gold, and my increase than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the paths of right ruling, to bestow substance on those who love me, and to fill their treasuries. Yahuah possessed me, the beginning of his way, as the first of his works of old. I was set up ages ago at the first, before the earth ever was, before the earth ever was. When there were no depths, I was brought forth, when there were no springs heavy with water. Before mountains were sunk, before the hills I was brought forth. Before he had made the earths and the earth and the fields, or the first dust of the world. When he prepared the Shamayim, or the heavens, I was there. When he decreed a boundary on the face of the deep, when he set the clouds above, when he made the fountains of the deep, when he gave to the sea its limit, so that the Mayim would not transgress his command. When he decreed the foundations of the eretz, or the earth, then I was beside him, a master designer. And I was his delight, yom by yom, day by day, rejoicing before him all the time. Rejoicing in the world, his eretz, his earth. And my delights were with the sons of men. And now listen to me, you children, for blessed are they who guard my ways. Listen to discipline and become wise, and do not refuse it. I remember when I was young, I was very rebellious up until my late 20s, and now I've been sober for 5 years and following Yahuah. I didn't find Yah until 4 years ago, but I was sober for a year before my grandma passed, and then a month after my grandma passed away, I found Yahuah, and I found joy and peace. Okay. Blessed is the man who listens to me. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Rejoicing in the world, his eretz, his earth. And my delights were with the sons of men. His delights were with us. And now listen to me, you children, for blessed are they who guard my ways. Listen to discipline and become wise, and do not refuse it. Blessed is the man who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. Blessed is the man who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. Sorry, I read that before. I had to pause it. For whoever finds me shall find life and obtain favor from Yahuah. Okay. But he who sins against me injures himself. All who hate me love death. Proverbs 9, or Mashal 9. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn its 7 columns, meaning the week, the 7 days of the week. She has slaughtered her meat. She has mixed her wine. She has also prepared her table. She has sent out her young women. She cries out from the highest places in the city. Who is simple? Let him turn in here. As for him who lacks heart, she says to him, come eat of my bread and drink of the wine I have mixed. Leave the simple ones and live, and walk in the way of understanding. He who reproves a scoffer gets shame for himself, and he who rebukes a wrong one gets himself a blemish. Do not reprove a scoffer lest he hate you. Reprove a wise one, and he loves you. Give instruction to a wise one, and he is wiser still. Teach a righteous one, and he increases in learning. The fear of Yahuah is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the set-apart one is understanding. For by me your yomim, or your days, becomes many, and years of life are added to you. If you have become wise, you have become wise for yourself. And if you have scoffed, you alone bear it. A foolish asha is loud. A foolish wife is loud, simple and without knowledge. For she has seated herself at the door of her house on a seat by the highest places of the city, to call to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. Who is simple? Let him turn in here. And as for him who lacks heart, she says to him, stolen mayim are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he does not know that the dead are there. Sorry, I had a phone call. I'm going to continue here. So what he's saying here is a foolish woman, a foolish wife, is loud and doesn't have knowledge. She's lacking in knowledge. She doesn't have wisdom. And she says dumb things like stolen mayim are sweet. Nothing stolen is sweet. A commandment, one of the commandments is thou shalt not steal. And bread eaten in secret is pleasant. I wouldn't say bread eaten in secret is pleasant, because you should share your bread. You shouldn't eat your food in secret. I'm going to continue on here. But he does not know that the dead are there. Her guests are in the depths of the grave. Proverbs 10. Proverbs of Shalom. A wise son makes a father rejoice, but a foolish son is his mother's sorrow. Treasures of wrongness are of no value, but righteousness delivers from death. If you follow his commands, you are delivered from death. If you are righteous and you have love, joy, peace, kindness, ambition, just overall joy. Treasures of wrongness are of no value, but righteousness delivers from death. True. Yahuah does not let the being of the righteous go hungry, but he thrusts away the desires of the wrong. Poor is he who works with a lazy hand, but the hand of the hard worker makes wealth. He who gathers in summer is a wise son. He who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame. Because during the harvest, if you're not working and tilling your fields and getting your crops ready and stuff, you're not going to have any food for the winter. That's what makes you foolish and shameful. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but violence covers the mouth of the wrong. The remembrance of the righteous is blessed, but the name of the wrong ones rot. The wise in heart accepts commands, but one with foolish lips falls. He who walks in integrity walks safely, but he who perverts his ways becomes known. And that is very true. If someone has evil ways, perverted ways, their darkness is going to come out in the light. The truth always comes out about everyone, no matter what. Eventually, the truth comes out. He who winks with the eye causes sorrow, and one with foolish lips falls. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but violence covers the mouth of the wrong. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all transgression. All transgressions, plural. Wisdom is found on the lips of those having insight, but the rod is for the back of those lacking integrity. The wise treasure up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool is near ruin. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, The ruin of the poor is their poverty. The wage of the righteous is for life. The increase of the wrong is for sin. He who heeds discipline is in the way of life, but he who refuses reproof gets lost. He who hides hatred has lying lips, and he who sends out a slander is a fool. One of the parts that I thought would be good for, let me see. I believe it's Samantha G's daughter, would be the part about a foolish son is his mother's sorrow. I believe that that's a good scripture to go to for your daughter, because a foolish daughter would be the sorrow of her mother as well. I was into witchcraft as a child when I was in my early preteens, or between like 11 and 13, I was into Wicca, and I repented of it, and I have turned away from it, and I am not into that stuff anymore. But I think even younger than that, I was into Wicca, and my grandmother, she always let me do whatever I wanted, so she bought me my first altar set from our local bookstore. It was a little cardboard altar set with the upright pentagram, so I thought it was good witchcraft. I didn't know there wasn't a such thing as good witchcraft. I didn't know that it was all evil back then. So maybe you should try to tell your daughter that there's no such thing as good witchcraft. That might help also. I want to do anything I can to help. The wage of the righteous is for life. The increase of the wrong is for sin. He who heeds discipline is in the way of life, but he who refuses reproof gets lost. He who hides hatred has lying lips, and he who sends out a slander is a fool. When words are many, transgression is not absent, but he who restrains his lips is wise. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver. The heart of the wrong is of little value. The lips of the just shepherd many, but fools die for lack of integrity. The blessing of Yahuah makes one rich, and he adds no pain with it. To work out wicked schemes is like sport to a fool, but wisdom is for a man of insight. What the wrong one fears comes upon him, but the desire of the righteous is granted. As the whirlwind passes by, the wrong one is no more, but the righteous has an everlasting foundation. As vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the lazy one to those who send him. The fear of Yahuah prolongs yomim, or prolongs days, but the years of the wrong ones are shortened. The righteous look forward to joy, but the expectancy of the wrong one perish. The way of Yahuah is a stronghold for the perfect, but ruin to the workers of wickedness. The righteous is never shaken, while the wrong shall not dwell on the eretz, or the earth. This section too, Proverbs 10, 29 and 30 would also be good for your daughter, I think. The mouth of the just brings forth wisdom, but the tongue of malice is cut out. The lips of the just know what is amiable, but the mouth of the wrong, perverseness. Proverbs 11. A false scale is an abomination to Yahuah, but a perfect weight is his delight. Pride comes, then comes shame, but with the humble is wisdom, knowledge. The integrity of the straight ones guides them, but the slipperiness of the malicious destroys them. Riches do not profit in the yom of wrath, in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. I feel like he's talking about the last days there, the tribulation period. The righteousness of the perfect makes his way straight, but by his own wrongness the wrong one falls. The righteousness of the straight ones delivers them, but the treacherous are caught by greed. When a wrong man dies, expectancy perishes, and the ambition of the wicked shall be lost. The righteous is delivered from distress, and the wrong one takes his place. The defiled one destroys his neighbor with his mouth, but the righteous is delivered by knowledge. When the righteous prosper, the city rejoices, and when the wrong perish, there is shouting. By the blessing of the straight, the city is exalted, but by the mouth of the wrong it is overthrown. He who lacks heart despises his neighbor, but a man of understanding keeps silence. A slanderer is a revealer of secrets, but one with a trustworthy ruach conceals a matter. Without guidance the people fall, but with great counseling there is safety. He who is guarantor for a stranger suffers harm, but one who hates shaking hands in pledge is safe. Because you can't make a pledge to anyone but Yahuah. You pledge your life to Yahuah. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. An asha showing favor obtains esteem, but ruthless men obtain riches. Okay, if any Christians are listening, an asha is a wife. A wife showing favor obtains esteem, but ruthless men obtain riches. A kind man is rewarding his being, but he who is cruel troubles his own flesh. The wrong one earns false wages, but the one sowing uprightness a true reward. Thus righteousness leads to life, and one pursuing evil to his own death. That's another good verse, sister. The perverse of heart are an abhorrence to Yahuah, but the perfect in the way are his delight. Hand to hand, the evil one does not go unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall escape. Like a ring of gold in a pig's snout is a lovely asha who lacks good sense. The desire of the righteous is only good, the expectancy of the wrong is wrath. There is one who scatters yet increases more, and one who withholds more than is right, but it comes to poverty. The generous being is enriched, and he whose mayim is also watered himself. The people curse him who withholds grain, but blessing is on the head of him who sells it. He who earnestly seeks good seeks what is pleasing, but to him who seeks evil it comes to him. Now that is completely true. Like, my husband is constantly talking about how bad things are going to go during the day, and things go badly when he says stuff like that. And I always say the same thing to him. I say, you cannot say things like that or it's going to happen. And he says, oh, I knew you were going to say that. And and then he stops. But I mean, you can't just continue to say negative things and think positive things are going to happen. It's just, it doesn't work that way. Yahuah didn't make it that way. The people curse him. Okay, I read that part, sorry. He who trusts in his riches fall, but the righteous flourish like a leaf. He who troubles his own house inherits wind, and the fool is servant to the wise of heart. Huh. That kind of makes me wonder. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who is winning lives is wise. See, the righteous in the earth or in the Eretz shall be rewarded. How much more the wrong and the sinner? Proverbs 12. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. The good obtains favor from Yahuah, but the man of wicked devices he declares wrong. A man is not established by wrongness, but the root of the just shall not be moved. A capable Ashah, or a capable wife, is the crown of her husband, but one causing shame is like rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the just are right ruling. The counsels of the wrong are deceit. The words of the false are lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the truthful delivers them. They deliver the wrong. The wrong are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous stands. It will always stand. A man is praised according to his wisdom, but the perverted of heart becomes despised. Better to be lightly esteemed and have a servant than the highly esteemed who lacks bread. The righteous regards the life of his beast, but the compassion of the wrong is cruelty. He who tills his land is satisfied with bread, but he who pursues vanities is lacking heart. The false shall covet and the catch of evildoers. The false shall covet the catch of evildoers, but the root of the just yields fruit. Yes, we yield good fruit. In the transgression of the lips is an evil snare, a trap, but the just gets out of distress. From the fruit of his mouth one is filled with good, and the work of a man's hands is given back to him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he who listens to advice is wise. A fool's wrath is known at once, but a clever one covers shame. He who speaks truth declares uprightness, but a false witness, deceit, lies. Rash speaking is like piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is healing. The lip of truth is established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of those who plot malice, but counselors of peace have joy. No harm befalls the righteous, but the wrong shall be filled with evil. Lying lips are an abomination to Yahuah, but those who deal truly are his delight. A clever man is concealing knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims folly. The hand of the hard worker rules, but the lazy is put to compulsory labor. Anxiety in the heart of man causes sadness, but a good word makes him glad. Okay, I'm going to continue on here. Sorry, my husband was calling again. He's in a service area that gets spotty, but he wasn't receiving dashes all morning, and he was sitting with the phone falling asleep. And he just since he started dashing this afternoon, this late afternoon actually, he's gotten I think 5 orders, and praise Yahuah for that, because we've had a really bad day. But I hope some of these scriptures are fruitful to you and are helping some of you. And I will continue on here. The lip of truth is established forever. Okay, where was I? I'm sorry, guys. No harm befalls the righteous, but the wrong shall be filled with evil. Lying lips are an abomination to Yahuah, but those who deal truly are his delight. A clever man is concealing knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaim folly. The hand of the hard worker rules, but the lazy is put to compulsory labor. Ah, Roscoe! What did you just do? Oh. Anxiety in the heart of man causes sadness, but a good work makes him glad. I don't see anything that fell. Oh, the remote. I don't even know how that fell. It just flew off the table. Oh, Yahuah, help us. The righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the way of the wrong leads them astray. The lazy one has no game to roast, no food to cook, but the hard worker prizes his possessions. In the way of uprightness is life, and in its path there is no death, everlasting life. I really want to keep going. I'll do a series on Proverbs, probably after I read Sunday Origins. But there's been a lot of prophets. I don't know if they are false prophets or if they are actual prophets that have been talking about the 15th. But for us I think for everybody, it'll be starting the evening of the 14th. Whatever big event is supposed to happen, there's something that's going to shake the world that's going to happen on the 14th or 15th. And I have a feeling that one of these prophetesses could be right, but I'm not really sure. Everyone stay safe and be safe. Yahuah bless you and your families. I love you all. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. And if I have the time to do so, I will make a video on Fall of Babel at the end of days. We are almost done with that one. I'll have maybe 2 more lessons of that. Everyone have a blessed day. Shalom.